I thought for sure you would wear a striped shirt, Drum.
I was gonna wear the striped shirt above Nick, but it's hot, and I have a surprise for Nightmare on Elm Street 2. That'll make it better. So trust me, when we get to that podcast, it'll be worth it.
Okay.
I have a surprise coming in the mail, and it's gonna be pretty cool. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Idiot's Guide. I'm Jerome, your little child murderer. That was hard for me to say, but I am a child murderer, I swear.
I'm Nick, your little child murderer.
I will murder your kids.
And I'm John Wayne Hess.
Ooh, John Wayne Hess.
Or should I say, John Wayne Hesse?
Wow.
Nightmare on Elm Street.
I intentionally didn't wear a hat.
Oh, so you could
because he got his hat stolen. So
it would have been better if I had your hat, and I was like, "Hess, I had a dream last night. I took your hat. We could have had a whole bit going."
I feel like we've talked about this. Probably not on Slash or Idiot's Guide. Whatever. Jesus Christ.
I don't even know what you said.
I feel like I've talked about this on Random Ramblings, not Idiot's Guide.
Mm-hmm.
But like that's like my biggest fear is like being like accused of a crime that I didn't fucking do. Like it's like legit. Like
no, I get that. Yeah,
one of my biggest fears. Like
so, you're saying in this movie you're Rod then?
Yeah.
Oh, I was thinking Freddy.
No, Freddy did commit the crime. Rod
but didn't
got hung in his jail cell because they thought he killed his girlfriend.
At some point, don't they say he's innocent? Or did I make that up in my head?
You made that up. He's never innocent.
Yeah, you definitely made that up. Yeah.
Okay. They actually found out more that he raped the children as well, actually.
Oh, good for him.
Yeah, so it's more than just murder.
So this guy is a little John Wayne Gacy. Yeah?
Yeah, you must love him.
Yeah. He's a fat fucking Freddy Krueger. He does some cool shit.
The way he fucks with kids, man, I love it.
Yeah. Not a lot of people died in this movie. I was very surprised. I don't think I've seen this movie all the way through, honestly.
That's so surprising.
You guys used to watch them. They used to watch them all the time. I bought them the DVD set.
Still do. I already watched them all this year. Doesn't count for fucking Random Ramblings for me.
That's hilarious.
None of them do.
But like, I just don't think I said. I've seen bits and pieces of all of them. I had no idea Johnny Depp was in it this long. I didn't know what the story was about. I mean, I did, but I didn't. You know what I mean?
Hey, guess what?
Chicken butt.
I had a hard on this morning.
Wow.
But all right. Does anybody have any Nick questions on A Nightmare on Elm Street?
I don't.
I have. They're not necessarily Nick questions, but I guess this is more just my thoughts of my overall thoughts of the movie.
Mm-hmm.
Like I think the idea of Freddy is great.
Mm-hmm.
I realized this was made in 1984, but I thought the movie was terrible.
You think it's terrible?
I fucking hate it. I absolutely hate it.
But what about the John Wayne Gacy a little bit? You know, you were just talking about that before. You like John Wayne Gacy. He's John Wayne Gacy.
I never said I like John Wayne Gacy.
You said you love him. You aspire to be him.
I said I felt like he was probably the most respected serial killer.
Which makes no sense.
You said what he did was respectable.
Yeah.
Well, see, I didn't know what he did, okay?
Well, that's why he probably shouldn't say that.
That's why I said I retract that statement, okay? I am going to watch the documentary of him on Peacock just so I can learn a little bit more about him, and then I might even do like a TikTok about...
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So,
follow us on TikTok.
Yeah. I don't know. I just didn't like the movie.
Did you like it less than the other three pieces of shit we watched?
Yeah, where does this rank in the ones we watched so far? Because hopefully you like these other ones better. Because now we're going back and forth on Freddy and Jason.
Yeah.
Because I kind of agree with you a little bit. Like it wasn't good.
Mm-hmm. I do like the other ones better, except for 2.
Great.
I've never liked 2 ever, but I love the rest of the movies.
I do like, in my memory, when he sticks his tongue to the phone and tries to like lick her.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I remember more of that kind of shit. And
that's more later on.
So maybe I've just seen later on.
Me and Taylor often complain because this one has like completely different rules than the rest of the movies. Because you know how like it seems like everybody once they fall asleep they're in like a dream world.
Yeah.
And you can fuck with them all at the same time. Usually in the other movies it's one-on-one dealing people one-on-one situations and all that.
Well, and I feel like every time they go in a dream they're like an inferno. Like there's always a fucking like some sort of like hot area like where you can burn people alive. Like
well, I think it's just because he likes his boiler room, so he's like, you can be in a school, but there's a boiler room. You could be at your house, but there's a boiler room.
It's because that's where
I'm Freddy, and I like boiler rooms.
That's where he murdered everybody.
Yeah, but I think it's just a Freddy preference.
Like if you were Jason, if you had a dream of Jason, you'd be in the woods.
Like if it was me, everybody would be all of a sudden you have a dream, you look like a superhero or something. But then I'm more powerful and I beat you up. And everyone's like, how come every time I fucking dream around this guy, I have a cape and fucking flying around?
You have some weird dreams, pal.
I had a really weird dream. You guys, should be a dream, it's Nightmare on Elm Street.
Okay.
The other night I had a dream that the apocalypse was happening, and me, you, and Taylor, I don't know why Mom wasn't with us, but me, you, and Taylor were on the run from Macy and this cult because they were trying to murder my daughter because they thought it would stop the apocalypse. And we ended up going to Brian's house, and we taught my baby girl how to travel through his vents to meet us in the backyard in case Macy came over. And we eventually did that. And we were running for Macy, and she was trying to boom, boom, kill my kid and shit. It was
Did your
wild.
daughter, like, lighter, going, come on, let's go, have a few laughs? Did she do that?
I hope so, actually. I don't know. But I had a weird dream the other night. Macy was trying to murder my daughter.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
What was your daughter's name? Do you remember?
Never had a name, I don't think.
Tupac.
I just kept going, not my girl.
What?
Wow.
I can't even picture you saying that.
And that's not something you say to your daughter. Not my girl.
I don't know. I called her all different names, but I don't remember a name, actually.
Sally?
That's funny.
That girl. That girl.
So your daughter had a face, I'm assuming?
No, she was faceless.
Well, no, I'm
I get what you're coming at. Where you're saying. I get who you're coming on. No, but she did.
I get what you're coming at.
She had a face in the dream, but I don't remember it.
Because they say that like if there are people in your dreams, like you can't make up someone's face. Like you had to have seen that face at some point in life.
Oh, so what you're saying is that
Which I don't know how
my real daughter
that is, but. No, I mean it could you could have saw a little girl at the grocery store, or you know what I mean, like
I kidnapped her, pretended her to be my kid.
So in reality, it doesn't.
If you kidnapped her, maybe you turned into John Wayne Gacy.
Oh, why would you kidnap your own daughter?
Back around, baby.
Just full circle.
But do you want to know my Nick question?
Sure.
Was Freddy Krueger's favorite movie Basketball? Because he goes, he cuts his fingers off.
Watch this.
That was before basketball. Did they steal that from them?
Maybe, I don't know. But I saw that scene and I started laughing until I was like, what are you laughing at? And I was like, it just makes me think of basketball.
I got a Nick question. How much of this reminds you of Scream?
A lot of it, yeah. He has a lot of tropes.
Yeah. They're fucking coming through the second story window. Johnny Depp comes through just like Skeet Ulrich. And then
yeah, and that part I was like, wow, he must have done that as a kid or something.
Yeah, and then the sheriff was the same cop.
Yeah, no, every time me and Taylor see him, we're like, oh, Scream connection.
You'd think he would get fired after everyone in this town gets murdered.
No matter what town he's in charge of, they're dead.
There's fucking killers everywhere.
I got a surprise for you guys. Are you ready? Can you even handle what's about to happen?
I'm not sure.
Welcome to Moan or Groan.
Jesus.
Did you shove that up your asshole when you recorded
it? It's not the first time you've heard that.
It was the first time it hurt my eardrums.
Remember, it's not a very serious game. It's just a fun, no one really wins or gets a point, so really you probably think it's pointless.
No, probably.
But let's moan or groan.
That's a moan. That's a Mona Lisa, if you know what I'm saying.
I like his moans. He's like, oh.
That guy won like a Best Actor award.
For this?
Yeah.
Jesus.
And he was horrible.
Wow.
Like Best Young Actor
Part of the reason I
something.
wanted that on here is just because it was so fucking long.
It was funny because I was looking through some of the trivia and it had awards. I was like, oh, what award did this piece of shit win? And then I read it and I was like, oh, Jerome would count these even though I've never heard of any of these fuckers.
I would if it was a different podcast, yeah. Well, now that we've done that, is everybody ready for the story of A Nightmare on Elm Street?
Sure.
Yes.
Well, I got one more question.
Can't wait to relive it.
One more question. That's all you fucking get.
How many times did you expect Will Smith to start singing?
Huh?
You didn't expect Will?
Oh, it never even occurred to me.
Really?
A nightmare on my street.
I've heard that song way more.
Have you heard that, Hess?
I've heard that song way more than...
I don't think I have.
Here, I'm gonna play.
Really?
I'm gonna play you a little snippet. You gotta watch the music video because like he has a fake ass Freddy because like he was supposed to be for an actual movie, but he couldn't get the rights and all that. But it's a
like I said, I've never been into these kind of movies.
If I type in Will Smith, the only thing I've searched for him is Will Smith Freddy Krueger song.
Wow. But yeah, so every time the music would play, I expected to hear Will Smith. Or
That never even crossed my mind, and I'm disappointed in myself.
I'm disappointed in yourself too.
I want to get to him singing.
Oh, that was the part.
I'd like to tell about this guy. You all know me and me scared as hell.
That's the part. I was like, oh, here comes Will Smith.
I think they did a bad job not doing that.
Well, I mean,
know this movie was very successful, and it's the only reason the studio still exists and all that. But I think it would have been more successful with that Will Smith song.
I'm surprised because that came out like right after Parents Just Don't Understand, if I remember right. So he was real popular too. I mean, not that like he's never not been popular, but
that's true.
I mean, so like, you know, like you said that you used to watch these all the time.
No, I still watch them all the time. Yeah.
No, but like when you were younger.
Oh yeah.
Did you ever think this was scary?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, he's never seen. The only movie that I think ever scared me was the first Halloween reboot, and I watched it alone at one of their friends' house, and they had like a special director's cut of it, like before it even came out on DVD, and it scared the shit out of me.
That's funny.
That and Blair Witch.
So I was a little disappointed in this movie, but I did think in its entirety, it's the best thing we've seen so far.
Oh yeah, I do too, because it actually had a story too.
It had a story, and it didn't.
I will admit though, Freddy kind of sucks in this one.
Yeah, I was disappointed in Freddy, but at least the rest of the cast wasn't just wearing cutoffs and fucking looked like it was straight out of the 70s. At least it felt a little more modernized.
Have you guys noticed it? I don't understand. I can't put it into good words, which is good for a podcast, you know?
Yeah, that's true.
But like when I watch Halloween's and when I watch Nightmare on Elm Street, they look like movies. Whenever you watch Friday the 13th, they look like a Friday the 13th movie. Do you get what I mean with that?
No.
Like they all have a distinct look. Like this looks like a movie, like any other movie you put on. But the Friday the 13th always look like old Friday the 13th movies. But they don't look bad, but it's just they have their own like look to them.
Kind of.
They're all in the woods. They're all about teenagers.
Yeah, it's just, I don't know.
And
like these feel like movies.
They all three, Freddy, Jason, and Michael Myers, all have one thing in common.
They kill people.
Big dicks.
They can never finish the fucking job.
Yeah, that's true. That is true.
Yeah, it could be a horror.
But I get it. That's like the biggest trope of all. It's so they can make more.
Yeah,
but it's fucking retarded. Like I literally hope that when they finally stop making them, if they ever stop making them,
they won't.
Like that they finish the job. The last movie.
It'll be cool. Maybe they will with
it doesn't matter.
With the Halloween Kills and Halloween whatever that one is.
It doesn't matter though if they
finish
the
reboot
job.
it. Eventually.
Yeah, because starting over.
That's true.
Because I mean,
it's just like fucking comics.
Yeah, it's just like anything Marvel or whatever.
Yeah, you kill a guy and you're all right. There's a new one.
But I mean, they could do the same thing even if they finish every now and then.
That's true.
Like, you know what I mean?
Well, yeah,
like,
you could kill the main character and then have another movie.
Yeah, and then like, you know, like he takes off running and they can't find him, and then there you go, you're into your next movie.
Well, what I don't understand is
I just don't like
in
how
all of
always,
these.
like,
are you a parent?
Yeah.
And you just don't understand?
Yeah. What I don't understand is they can't kill the main character, but in each one of these fucking movies, except for maybe Jamie Lee Curtis, who at the time wasn't important. None of them are important. The only important person is the killer.
Yeah.
Everyone else doesn't matter.
Well, Nancy kind of does, but I guess not really. I guess they just make her matter.
She doesn't matter to me. I can tell you that.
But I mean, like they're usually different main characters too. Like, you know what I mean? Like it's not like they carry them.
Sorta.
Yeah. Well, now people like that, so now all of them are gonna start carrying people.
Yeah.
But all right, so the story of A Nightmare on Elm Street. In March 1981, Tina Gray awakens from a nightmare when she's being attacked by a disfigured man wearing blade-fixed glove in a boiler room. Who do you think that might be?
Bob Dylan.
You think Bob Dylan wears knives and chases girls in boiler rooms?
Yeah.
Oh.
Alter ego.
I didn't know he did that. Her mother points out mysterious slashes on her nightgown. Which, by the way...
Cut your nails.
Yeah, she says, cut your nails or stop dreaming about that. Like, those are her only options.
And basically, she's like, cut your nails. Quit dreaming about that. Oh, by the way, I'm going to go get railed by your fucking stepdad.
Spoilers, that's my biggest trope. A lot of these movies, especially the Nightmare on Elm Streets, the mom will walk in and be like, what are you screaming about? And then the boyfriend walks in and is like, babe, we're going to fuck. Happens a lot in this. So that's my biggest trope. What are you screaming about? Babe, we're going to fuck. Like, that must have happened to somebody to put that in all these movies.
It happened a lot back in the day.
Back in the day.
Back
in the day when women didn't have rights and, you know, no one gave a shit about women.
So yesterday?
Jesus.
The following morning...
Okay, Bill!
Tina is... I can't talk. Consoled by her best friend Nancy Thompson and Nancy's boyfriend Glenn Lance. The two stay at Tina's house.
That guy looked familiar. Couldn't place him.
He looked like he'd be like a sexy pirate or maybe a detective with a dick nose.
Yeah, a little bit.
Maybe.
But I couldn't place him.
They stay at her house while Tina's mom goes out in the town. She's just getting fucking railed by every dude out in the town. But their sleepover is interrupted by Tina's boyfriend Rod Lane, which may not be the best character, but that's a pretty dope name. What's your name? I'm Rod Lane. Here to lay some pipe, baby.
Does sound like someone who's a badass.
Yeah.
It does sound like a porn name.
Like, oh, who do you think robbed Best Buy? I bet it was Rob Lane.
Yeah, you would think that a porn actor would have picked that name up as like a stage name. Like, you know?
We don't know what this guy's doing now.
Yeah.
He could have took that name. He's like, wow, Nightmare on Elm Street did pretty good. What if I pretended to be that character in other pornos?
Check it out. It's Rod Lane railing your mom.
That's gonna have to be our Nightmare on Elm Street trailer.
Jesus.
Dick, Dog, and Smokey, if you catch my drift.
No.
He's Rod Lane and he's railing your mom. When Tina falls asleep, she dreams of being chased by the disfigured man. Rod is awoken by Tina thrashing and sees her dragged and fatally slashed by an unseen force, forcing him to flee as Nancy and Glenn awaken to find Tina's bloodied body dead.
Bloody dead.
Bloody body's dead. That's for sure.
That's all, folks.
Yeah.
There are effects of that stuff, though. I think that's part of the best we've gotten so far, too.
Yeah.
Which then the spoilers when we get to the Glenn part and he dies. You know how all like the blood like sloshes down the ceiling towards like the camera and shit.
Mm-hmm.
We watched the documentaries on that. That's actually one of my movies on the list for Random Ramblings. But like they like a contraption like so the room can be upside down or they can pour the blood and camera can make it look normal and all that.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing like broke, so all the blood was actually falling down and it was going all over everybody. It was a complete mess. And then they saw the footage and they were like, oh wow, that's amazing.
Oh right.
So it was a complete accident that looks like that.
Figures.
Which is like it's probably like one of the best shots of the movie too.
That's interesting.
It was pretty cool. Going back to the guy Johnny D. I started this movie last night as I was going to bed.
Mm-hmm.
I literally watched probably like 10 minutes of it and then I fell asleep.
Mm-hmm.
But like I
and then Freddy appeared in his dreams and started chasing him.
Started jerking him off.
No, I finished it at work today, and like when he's laying on his bed like with the headphones on and he's got like I'm like, that's fucking Johnny Depp. I didn't even like because I saw his name starring Johnny Depp last night and it didn't even click, and then I'm like, that's Johnny Depp. I'm like, that's him.
Oh my god, that's Johnny Depp. That's so funny.
It's just funny. It didn't even like click in my head.
I did
today.
think of you when we were watching this, and I was like,
when he'll notice.
So no, like I don't know, like if we'd all have a killer that would be like oh my god, I go in the woods, Jason might get me. You babysit or something, you might get killed by. You would get killed by Freddy because you fucking fall asleep all the time.
That's true. Freddy would be your arch nemesis. That's what you think you'd like this movie more too.
I was going to say if the girl who didn't die was my friend, she'd be fucked because my ass would be asleep. She's like, "Don't fall asleep." All right.
Yeah.
I'm out.
You're like, don't turn on the TV.
I did think some of that stuff was. I wish they would do a Nightmare on Elm Street that got way more into the dream stuff. Like when she's in the dream and she's like, "Glenn, are you watching me still?" And he pops out of the bush. He's like, "Yeah, I am." Just like the weird dream logic. And like when she's walking through doors and appears different places. That's cool. I feel like they never do enough of that.
I thought it was
like some of it later it gets goofy and fun, but I feel like they never get too dreamy.
I thought it was pretty lame in this.
Oh, really? I thought that stuff was pretty cool. I like that.
I don't know. I guess I need to know the rules before I can.
I wouldn't even try. They're different every movie.
No, I know. That's why I don't like it.
Oh yeah,
that's what you know what I mean.
Like then they never do this shit again, except for you'll get it later on. There's dream warriors and they can call each other into their dreams. It's a whole thing.
That sounds horrible.
Oh, it's fun. I love it. The next day, Rod is arrested by Nancy's father. Which I had to Google this because you know I hear the term fruitcake. When he goes, what do you think, I'm a fruitcake or something?
Don't look at me like I'm some fucking fruitcake or something.
I thought he was saying, like, what do you think, I fuck dudes? And I was like, that's weird for him to yell that.
You Googled fruitcake?
So I wanted to make sure it was, and it means he's crazy. But I thought it was weird that, like, the dad arrests him, and he's like, what do you think, I fuck dudes? And Nancy's like, no, I never, what do you mean? But he's crazy, I learned.
Is it because there's nuts in fruitcake?
Yeah, because, also, Johnny Depp later on goes, oh, you're nutty like a fruitcake. And I was like, well, okay, Jesus, Wes Craven, I get it. You like fruitcakes. Fuck off.
Or he
I
doesn't
feel like fruitcake has evolved, though.
Yeah, but I feel like now, because, like, I think you've called me a fruitcake before, and I don't think you meant as nutty.
No, he definitely didn't.
First of all, I don't think I've ever called you a fruitcake.
You definitely have. You've called every word there is for a gay person. You've called me.
Right, but not fruitcake. I don't think I've ever said it before this podcast.
Call me right now, then, bitch. Call me a fruitcake right now, motherfucker. See what happens.
All right, fruitcake.
Baba Yaga.
It's coming to get you, bitch.
Baba Yaga.
Wasn't what I expected.
Hey, you speak English?
Where's he gets arrested? Oh yeah, Don Thompson. Despite his pleas of innocence, he got arrested by Don Thompson. But besides his pleas of innocence,
It should have been Don Johnson who played Don Thompson.
that'd have been cool.
That is a tongue twister.
Don Johnson starring as Don Thompson. I'd like that. At school, Nancy falls asleep in class and dreams of the man that chased her through the boiler room where she is coerced. She's, oh my god.
Do you recognize your teacher?
Yeah, it's
The naked old lady in Something About Mary.
Pruny tits.
Yeah.
I feel like they I know we're going into this part, but I feel like they really could have leaned into her being crazy more.
Yeah, to make you think one way or the other.
Because I mean, she's in high school and shit. Like she would get made fun of and picked on so fucking hard.
Probably, yeah.
Oh, she was only in there for a class.
I guess she didn't shows up for one day.
Yeah, they probably did make fun of her when she came back.
And then the dad, the lieutenant, he's just like a dumbass fucking box of rocks. Why are you not at home?
Yeah, he was.
Every time.
Wasn't the best.
Why did you go to school?
What the hell were you doing going to school today for anyway?
So she's chased by the man into the boiler room where she is cornered. She then deliberately burns her arm on a pipe. Then she startles herself awake in class and notices there is a burn on her arm, and she's like,
"Shitty burn."
Shitty burn.
Well, yeah, because she burned herself right here, but then the scar was
yeah, I never thought about that. She does go and
it was just a little red mark.
Yeah.
What is a burn? What did you want her to have? Fucking scabs instantly?
Scabs? Yeah, I want her to have scabs.
Okay, well, when we make our movie,
I want her to look like Freddy Krueger.
Okay.
And but then you fast forward towards the end of the movie, and that thing's seeping blood out of the goddamn thing. Oh, but that might have been from the scratch whenever she was at the Dream Doctor or whatever the fuck that guy's name was.
It says it in here. I'm not sure. So Nancy goes to Rod at the police station, who tells her details of what happened to Tina, along with his own recent nightmares. This makes Nancy believe that the man is responsible for Tina's death. At home, Nancy falls asleep in a bathtub. This is where we get our first titty for Nightmare on Elm Street. She gets sucked in the bathtub.
I did not see her titty.
I didn't see it either.
I can't put it in, but go back and watch it. I promise you it's there.
Okay.
You can't put it in. Why can't you put it in? Can't put it in blurred out?
I don't want to risk it.
Biscuit.
Okay.
YouTube will stick all their fingers in my asshole and spread it open.
According to IMDb, there's no nudity in this movie.
They're wrong. I'll show you when this is done.
I believe you.
I have it recorded on my computer. Don't take me to court.
You know what Bruce Arians says?
Who?
Bruce Arians.
He's the coach of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
What does he say?
No risk it, no biscuit.
So she nearly drowns in the bathtub. Nancy then depends on caffeine to stay awake. I feel like she should have went to hardcore drugs. That'd be kind of cool.
Just done coke.
Doing coke.
She probably should have done some coke. Actually,
doing coke in her room, all shit, rocking out.
I don't know about
rocking. But I mean,
out.
in all honesty, you would drive yourself mad. Because you would not ever want to go to sleep.
Well, and also, she's just walking around. She's not doing anything past other than when she goes around to start.
Booty trap!
She starts doing those. That's when she's kind of busy.
Oh, when it turned into Home Alone?
Yeah, when she's got.
Booty trap!
Yeah.
Yeah. But then she's just walking around and calling her friends, and I guess most of her friends are dead. She's calling her boyfriend because
she didn't have that many friends.
She didn't have any other friends. Yeah.
Her boyfriend lives across the street. She doesn't get out much.
It's true. So she invites Glenn to watch over her as she sleeps in her dream.
What a girlfriend she is. Hey, I'm gonna sleep. Just stare at me.
And he's like, okay, I am creepy. I could do that. In her dream, Nancy sees the man prepare to kill Rod in his cell, but he turns his attention towards her. Nancy runs away and wakes up when her alarm clock goes off. The man kills Rod by wrapping the bedsheets around his neck like a noose, making it look like a suicide.
Tricked him.
Yeah, they fucking got those coppers. They said, nah, he hung himself in here, dog. It's like,
but see,
what's his name? What's the guy's name that hung himself in prison? Hung himself. Jeffrey Epstein. He's like Rod's like he's like a Jeffrey Epstein.
Maybe
over
Freddy
here.
Krueger killed that guy.
I think Freddy Krueger killed Jeffrey Epstein.
Could be Aaron Hernandez too. Freddy could have killed Aaron Hernandez.
I think Aaron Hernandez.
I think we have a conspiracy on our hands here.
But
he could have killed not Robert De Niro. Robin Williams.
Wow. That's dark.
I didn't know Robert De Niro was dead.
Freddy got Robert De Niro.
He's like, are you talking to me?
Yeah. I guess I do have a Nick question. I thought he woke up right before he hung him. Why was he still able to finish him off?
Because these movies, this one doesn't make sense with the logic.
Maybe he only woke up in a dream.
When they wake up in other, and maybe he did wake up in a dream. I don't know. But in the other movies, when they wake up, unless they wake up in a dream, they're fine.
What would Freddy Krueger do in Inception?
Oh, that'd be a cool movie. Have Christopher Nolan do the next Nightmare on Elm Street. This I want you guys to pay attention to because I pointed this out to Taylor this year actually when we watched all these movies already once.
Did you watch them over there?
Yeah, in that direction. So in this movie, every time in this entire series, every time a character dies, the next scene is usually a funeral.
Every person?
Pretty much every person.
Well, that could get old.
Well,
like I think they didn't for Glenn, I guess, but that's because it was the same night that she fixed Freddy, and then the movie ends and all that. But every time the character dies, and if the movie's going to continue on, there is a funeral right after that scene.
Just show them how sad they are.
I guess.
Well, and then you got who's the one that lived? What's her name? Tanya?
Nancy.
Nancy.
Nancy. Her mother's name is Marge.
We're only calling her Nancy from now on.
Yeah. That's her name for the rest of the show. Nancy.
Nancy. When it sounds like Nazi a little
bit. She said, Jesus.
Hashtag Nancy.
Nancy the Nazi. Anyways, but like when they go to the funeral, everybody's dressed in black and she's wearing this like bright blue dress. Like, was there like an undertone? Was there like a hidden meaning to that?
Is it an undertone?
I don't know. I actually don't know why she wore that. That never clicked in my mind. I never thought about that.
Because it literally like everybody's wearing black, and then she has like this like blight. Jesus.
None of us can talk today. Hess is out. He's like, fuck it, I'm done, guys. I retire.
Nancy had a bright...
Nancy had a bright blue dress.
I'm getting hot.
No, goodness.
Oh my god.
But I mean, there's like this bright blue polka dotted dress, and I'm like, is there like a hidden meaning? Like I don't know.
If there is, I missed it because I didn't even fucking see her
I'm gonna Google
standing
that.
there.
Why is Nancy's dress?
Nancy.
It's getting hot in here.
It looked like you could maybe buy the dress at Macy's if you're interested. So at Rod's funeral, Nancy's parents become worried when she describes her dreams. Her mother, Marge, takes her to a sleep disorder clinic where in a dream, Nancy grabs the man's fedora with the name Freddy on it, and she pulls it from her dream into reality.
Do you know who the doctor was?
He was a dude, that's for sure.
He's the voice of the Roger Rabbit.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he's in a bunch of shit, too.
I didn't know that. But yeah, it's kind of cool. She can pull shit out of her dreams and maybe pull shit into dreams and all that shit. She's got...
All I was thinking was this whole time is, how is Roger Rabbit going to save you from Freddy Krueger?
Turns out he's not. I guess there's your answer.
I guess I was right.
Yeah. Upon barricading the house, Marge reveals to Nancy that Krueger was an insane child murderer who was released on a technicality, then burned alive by the parents living on their street seeking vigilant justice.
So Batman killed him.
I get it. He was a murderer. That's a bit extreme to burn him alive.
Do you think any of them dressed up like a superhero? Like, because they were vigilant?
No, you'll see it. Oh, no, that's the reboot. You see it. Never mind. I don't know. You might see it in this.
Like, if you're going to kill someone and
I think
be a vigilante, wouldn't you dress up as Batman?
I would dress up as something.
Or Robin,
Something
least.
For sure, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Like, didn't Freddy seem very nonchalant? Like whenever he was going to kill somebody, for the most part.
Yeah, he's a cool jazz feller.
It's like, but they're all the same way. Michael Myers, Jason, and him. They're all like nonchalant. Like they're not in a hurry. Like they're not running at people. Like they're just like.
Well, I think because he has powers, he can like teleport to places.
Yeah, he doesn't have to.
Because he runs the world, so he doesn't have to.
Yeah.
For some reason, I think they're just a little brain dead, and they don't. I don't think they have the ability to run.
It's like Freddy Krueger's Don Cheadle in Space Jam 2.
Oh, okay.
A little bit.
I like that. So Nancy realized... What were you going to say?
Real quick, do you have a trivia or no?
Yeah, I do have trivia.
Okay. I'll save this for trivia then.
Okay. So Nancy realizes that Krueger, now a vengeful ghost, is killing her and her friends. Nancy tries to call Glenn to warn him, but his father prevents him from speaking.
Father's kind of a dick.
The father got his son killed.
And
then walks in later and sees the drip and goes, "Oh my god!" and walks out of the room.
To be fair, if you were the father, you'd find his girlfriend annoying as fuck.
Yeah, but if all the kids in the neighborhood, their kids are getting murdered by Freddy.
So far, only 2
that we know of. We don't know what Freddy does in his downtime. You saw at the police station. There's a bunch of missing child posters. Sounds like a bunch of kids are disappearing. Potentially. So Glenn falls asleep and is killed by Krueger. Now alone, Nancy puts Marge to sleep and asks Dawn, who is across the street. It sounds like she's like fucking talking to the mafia. She put Marge to sleep, and then went over and got Dawn and said, "Hey Dawn, what are you doing for me?" But he's over there investigating Glenn's death. And she told him to break down the door in 20 minutes. Nancy rigs her. And they affect Krueger enough that Nancy can light him on fire and lock him in the basement. And once Freddy gets in the real world, he's pretty fucked.
A little bit.
But you think that's when he was in his prime. I guess maybe not his prime, but that's when he was killing kids. You think he'd be a little like, I know how this real world stuff works. Because he's been dead that long.
Well, and also burning him doesn't seem to be the right move because he's already burnt.
Yeah, he already came back from being burnt once. You should know that.
Yeah, I mean.
So Nancy rushes to the door for help. The police arrive, find out that Krueger has escaped from the basement. Nancy and Dawn go upstairs. Oh, how did he say it? Nancy and Dawn go upstairs to find burning Krueger smothering Marge in the bedroom. After Dawn puts out the fire, Krueger and Marge vanish into the bed.
At any point did you say, "You burnt"?
You burnt! No. I'm disappointed in myself. Didn't even get that on the soundboard, too. I just full-on suck.
Wow.
When Dawn leaves the room, Krueger rises from the bed behind Nancy. Nancy realizes that Krueger is powered by his victim's fear. No, she doesn't. Fucking Johnny Depp told her all about this. So,
that was.
I realized it. I'm good now. Johnny Depp told you that.
I felt like that was pretty lame.
You know, that's not the case in any other one. I don't know.
It is pretty lame. So, like, at the end here, like, Mom's still scared of him. That's why he gets her.
Well, I think, the thing is, that was supposed to be the ending. That's what Wes Craven wanted. But then there's this other producer. He makes a cameo in a lot of them. Mm-hmm. He's at a gay bar and 2. I'll point him out to you. He wanted, like, a tease for a sequel. Like, so he wanted the car to come down and all that. And then they ended up taking the mom ending, too. So they got both endings. And if you watch the documentary, Wes Craven's like, yeah, I gave him his ending, whatever. Like, kind of rolled his eyes to it. Well, but so Wes Craven just wanted Freddy to be defeated at that moment.
Him defeated is a better movie. But I get why they wouldn't want him defeated because they will make way more money.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So where was I in this? Krueger evaporates when he attempts to lunge at her because she gave all the power.
Evaporates. That's a good way to put it.
Nancy steps out into the bright and foggy morning, which I think the fog is key that it's still a dream, you know.
You don't think the top coming up and being Freddy's sweater?
Oh, no, that was, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Which I guess they filmed a bunch of different versions of that. Her and her friends and her mother are still alive, and Nancy gets into Glenn's convertible as they go off to school, and then the top suddenly comes down and locks onto them, and the car drives uncontrollably down the street. The 3 girls in the white dresses are jump roping, heard chanting Krueger's nursery rhyme, and Marge is grabbed through the window by Freddy, which is a pretty. I mean, you can tell it goes from the girl to like a doll.
Yeah,
but it's a pretty cool ending. I like that.
It was funny because the mom. I didn't trust the mom the whole time. You could tell she's lying. I mean, that's what she's supposed to be doing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, she's all scared because she killed Freddy.
But she's trying not to tell her stuff.
Maybe don't burn someone alive. It's gonna make you be an alcoholic afterwards.
Yeah. But I was like. Oh, like I said, I didn't remember this. I was like, oh, is he going to kill her? And then he grabbed her and sucked her through that little window. And I was like, oh, that was... The effects weren't great, but that was pretty funny.
Yeah, it was kind of neat.
Yeah.
And then you're like, oh, none of that. He didn't... He was just fucking with her. It didn't end there.
Yeah.
Although, I gotta say, I don't think there's an explanation for this ever.
I don't care.
Because Nancy's in like 2 or 3 more movies of this. And I don't think they ever explain
Well, and... I mean, who cares? It's about a guy that comes in your dreams and kills you.
Yeah, because also in 2, that's a different person living in her house. Because I think their idea at that time was, oh, Freddy, this is...
Oh, it's Freddy's house?
It's not, though.
Whose house?
It's Nancy's house, so I don't know why. I don't know. That's why I never understand. It's Nancy's house. I don't know why Freddy's... Maybe because the glove was there. They don't explain that. But, like, wouldn't you think it's weird that, like, she just moves out of the house? That was weird. Because, like, they read her diary, and that's how they find out about Freddy and 2.
Why don't you like 2? Not that I care.
It's just boring. I've never liked it.
Great.
There was a cool thing with Freddy. He comes out into the real world one part and like chases his kids. It's pretty cool, but it's just kind of boring. And like because it's about this guy and him and Freddy are like they're sharing a body, and then Freddy crawls out of his body, and it's just really weird. And I never liked it.
Okay.
So trivia: the word Elm Street is not spoken in the entire movie. They never say Elm Street.
Do they show it?
I don't think so. Maybe. I guess it was he named this Elm Street because of Elm Street, Wisconsin. I guess is where he went to high school.
Huh.
That I was like, oh, but I never knew that. They never said it in the movie.
I didn't know that either.
This I found very interesting. Charlie Sheen was interested in the role of Glenn, but according to producer Robert Shave, he wanted more money than production could afford. So Charlie Sheen was almost the Johnny Depp of this movie.
Well, he'd be more of a jock than...
That'd have been interesting. That'd have been a different movie, I feel like.
Yeah, I mean, he'd be more believable as a jock than Johnny Depp.
Do you think as Freddy grabbed him, he'd go, winning?
No, it was way before that. He'd be like, drugs.
The scene where Glenn, this one's a little, oh, go boy, where Glenn lies on the couch and can hear Tina and Rod having sex is based on an incident that Wes Craven had in his own life where he was laying on the couch listening to a couple having sex next door. But the scene in this movie is more disturbing when you realize the character of Tina is only 15.
Yeah, I heard that part.
Yeah, so we were listening to a 15-year-old get railed by Rod. And in case you forgot what that sounded like.
Oh, God. Oh, God.
But how old's Rod?
I don't know.
Oh, there you go. He was 16. Oh, he did drive. Oh, yeah, 16.
He's 17.
Oh, so that's fair.
17 fucking a 15-year-old is kind of weird.
He could do it for another year, and then he's in trouble.
It's actually, isn't it always illegal?
I think so.
Yeah, it's a little odd. Freddy Krueger has under 7 minutes of screen time in this movie.
Wow.
Which I didn't know that. It doesn't feel that. I mean, I know he's not in it that much, but that's crazy. I didn't realize that.
That's probably why I didn't like it as much.
I can see that. I can tell you it definitely goes up more from that.
Hopefully.
Best kill, worst kill, I put Glenn. He gets grabbed with his TV and sucked into the bed. It's real fun.
Oh.
And then I put Rod hanging himself as the worst.
I had Rod hanging himself as the worst, but I put Tina in her room as the best.
I like that one with Tina, but I've always liked the TV one with Glenn. I almost did the mom because it's just the effect with the beds glowing and going down, but...
Oh, I almost had that as worst.
Oh, you kind of like that. I thought it was kind of fun.
I was like, what the fuck?
It is weird. Doesn't make any sense.
What in the hell in dream world is happening right now?
Yeah. Oh, so what's yours, Hess?
I had old Glenny Balls, best one.
Okay.
And then I had Horn Boy, the worst.
Wow, me and Hess the same person right here.
Yeah, you are.
Yeah.
You guys could come on each other.
We might. We already know my biggest trope is when Tina's mom runs into the room when the guy walks in and he's like, "Hey, baby, you gonna fuck me or what tonight? Come on."
That's not what he said.
They do that a lot. He's like, "Oh, we're gonna finish up in here." That's what he said, actually. "You gonna make my pee-pee come, girl?" And then he went back to the room and went,
Oh, God, I'm horny.
Wow.
That's how I heard the scene. I don't know about you guys. But what's your biggest tropes?
I think my biggest trope is thinking that it's over and it's not.
Oh, like the false ending?
Yeah.
I could see that. That's kind of like having to do double tap on Jason.
Yeah.
Where, like, you hit him, but then you gotta hit him the one more time.
Right.
Similar there. What's yours, Hess?
I'm gonna take a cop out and pick yours because I did mention it. So.
Oh, okay.
I feel like you stole mine. So.
Wow. I'm sorry. I have mine written down.
Hey,
if that helps.
Real quick. Can I toss my trivia in?
Oh yeah. I forgot about that. Yeah.
So the actor who played Nancy was Heather Langenkamp.
Langenkamp.
Yeah. She beat out over 200 actresses for the role of Nancy, including Jennifer Grey, Demi Moore, Courtney Cox, and Tracy Gold.
Oh, Courtney Cox would have been interesting on this.
Courtney Cox, I love you. You're so hot on that show.
But that's interesting. I wonder if those are the biggest names on there. If there's like down the list, maybe Jennifer Aniston on there too.
I feel like any of those.
She's doing Troll.
Like, I feel like it would just make this movie more popular nowadays if any of those, just because like they've made it bigger. Like, I don't know if this Langenkamp has made it. Like,
she's pretty popular in the horror community.
Yeah.
Okay.
But so we got our titty count and our not white people count. We got 1 titty, and we had 5 non-white people in the movie. This we got to this late, but they caught up with that pretty instantly. Yeah,
I missed that.
You had a couple students in the classroom. I think it was like 4 in the classroom, and then you see there's a black police officer that you see twice.
Yeah, I didn't even see the cop.
Yeah, I had to make sure it was the same dude because you barely see him in both scenes. But so
I didn't see the titty, and I didn't see anyone that wasn't white.
But I'm gonna grab the board, even though we just did it, so we can talk about it.
There was the 2 kids sitting in front of her. One looked like a 40-year-old black guy sitting in front of her, and then there was I couldn't tell the girl. She just wasn't white, but she sat in front of him. But those are the only 2 I saw. I mean, I believe you. I just didn't see him. So Nightmare on Elm Street 1 titty so far, and non-white people. It's actually in second place ahead of Halloween already, and we watched 3 Halloweens.
Yeah, pretty crazy.
Yeah. So it seems like Halloween's a nightmare for non-white people.
Yeah.
It isn't John Carpenter black, or no? Am I just making that up in my head?
He made that up.
Jamie Lee Curtis Award obviously goes to Johnny Depp.
You think so?
Without a question.
Yeah.
I mean, what the fuck?
A little bit.
So then lastly, could they have used double tap, Hess?
Yeah, every time.
I don't even know how you double tap Freddy. Maybe light him on fire twice? Oh, they did that, actually.
Is it?
I thought it was pretty...
Lighting him on fire is like trying to drown Aquaman.
Well, they do drown Jason multiple times, so it works for him. Maybe it's their fears.
They're like fire and water.
Yeah.
We didn't really touch on it, but I thought it was pretty gross when he like cut himself and like all the
maggots fall out of him. Yeah, he's a pretty nasty fella. So Hess is going on break after this episode. He'll be on vacation.
He's with Ross and Rachel.
Yeah. So me and Nick are doing a side Idiot's Guide to Slashers, baby. And we're gonna be watching
Child's Play
1 and 2, baby. Pretty stoked for that. That'll be fun. If you don't own a copy, it's on YouTube, I believe, for free. Not like a ripped version, like you can actually, YouTube rents.
Is that the only thing it's on?
It's the only thing I saw it's on. Yeah. It used to be on HBO Max. The reboot's on HBO Max. Or was. I watched that recently.
Watch that. Didn't we see that in the theater?
Yeah, we did. Me and you, we held hands and
didn't it
ate
suck?
nachos. No, we both really liked it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was Mark Hamill as the voice.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, I did like it. I remember that.
We thought it was pretty fun. But yeah, so me and Nick are doing a little sideshow while Hess is on vacay, doing a little Idiot's Guide. He'll be over Zoom because I'll be at Hess's house. So
sideshow, Bob.
Maybe I'll be in this exact room. I can do all the things Hess usually does, like pull my cock out, figure my butthole, kiss my pee-pee.
Please don't.
He watches the podcast. He's like, I don't do any of those things on the podcast. What the fuck's he doing?
That's in my chair.
Hess just watches the podcast and sees me and goes,
Frightened retard?
I mean, if the shoe fits.
Let me see. Is there any buttons that I didn't press that I know I did this?
I had a hard on this morning.
I think we're good. Would you rather be
Killer!
her,
Baba Yaga,
Jason, or Freddy? Because those are our 4 killers at this point that we've had.
Oh, you count her?
Oh, so this is our second killer that talked, if you count her in these.
I would definitely want to be Freddy. But not yet.
I think Freddy hands down, but I'm Freddy from 3 on.
Literally the only part that reminded me of Freddy is when he stuck his tongue through the phone.
Yeah, that part's fun. Yeah, there's stuff like that. There's one I really like where he dreams the guy into a video game, so he plays the guy as a video game. Like he does stuff like that.
Yeah.
When he gets goofy and creative with it, it's really cool. Like, one guy is really into comics, so they have like a superhero battle kind of thing.
Well, and like the first kill when he threw that chick around the room, that was cool because it was just different than fucking Jason or
and it was done pretty well too.
Just coming in and killing someone.
I think that was another one where they had the room upside down, so she was just rolling around.
Yeah.
And then they flipped it and like cut him normal and all that shit, which is pretty crazy to think how they got that done.
Yeah, I figured that's how they do it.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, so that's it. So next week we're taking a little break of these ones, which I think we could all use a little bit.
I was literally going to ask what we're watching next.
Are you at least happy with like this? Like it's different. Halloween 3 he liked it because it was different with the. Here, what was the song? I could play it for him. This will cheer him up. He liked Halloween 3 because it was different. Did you like this one at all because it was at least a different story? But did you like it because this was different? It wasn't a Freddy or a Jason.
That movie was a piece of shit. That movie sucked. I'd rather watch Fantastic Four again.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
I used to get to see Kate Mara.
Well, here's the cool thing: we don't have to watch either of them ever again.
That's true.
And,
well, I don't know. Fucking Jerome will want to fucking do the Marvel Universe or fucking in a year. Let's watch all the horror movies again.
Okay, sure.
No, we're not doing that.
No, but I felt torn because I did like the fact that it was new,
mm-hmm.
like different. but I was a little disappointed because it wasn't as good as I thought it was going to be.
No, yeah, I think this one's a classic for the time. But I always start at Nightmare on Elm Street 3 when I go to watch. Like, that's my go-to with Taylor if we're going to watch one. Is he going to watch Nightmare on Elm Street 3?
You're weird. You'll go watch Back to the Future 2 before you watch the first one.
Oh, Back to the Future 2 is the better one. Don't even get me started, dog.
See, that's... You're a frightened retard.
Frightened retard?
Yeah, well, guess what?
Hey, you speak English?
Because I don't hear English coming out of your mouth, motherfucker.
Easy.
And on that note...
We cue the music.
We're getting out of here. Thanks for watching, my little kitty cats. For watching another... Fuck, I hit the wrong button. Pleeka video. We'll be back next week with our sideshow, Chucky. Maybe Nick will dress up like a little orange doll.
I wouldn't count on that.
Wearing overalls and whatnot. And we'll see you guys then.
I'll ask you if you want to play.
Yeah, and I just start jerking off over Zoom, and then you just, you gotta close the laptop.
Probably.
Wow.
All right, peace out, my little baby little kitty cats.
Radiant
Baby little kitty cat.